click on the subscribe button, and press the bell icon, to never miss any updates.
Welcome to Faith to Faith. I'm your host, Dr. TK Nakagaki. I'm the president of the Heiwa, Peace, and Reconciliation Foundation of New York, and former president of the Buddhist Council of New York. And I involve a lot of interfaith community here in New York City. Welcome. And we'll begin with the short silent meditation so that your mind will be ready for the program. As always said, here in the New York City is always running, always running, so busy. So therefore, it's always nice to have the moment of being just quiet. Instead of running, you stop. So here, this is the time to stop a little bit, but then I hope that will give you time to really be yourself. Then sit with your back straight and relax your body. And try to breathe in and out slowly and deeply using your lower stomach. Instead of lungs, you try to use the lower stomach. Now ring the bell 3 times. So you can simply follow your breath, breathe in and out. Just try to be slow and comfortably. And you can close your eyes lightly, sit with your back straight, and relax your body. Follow your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Now let me welcome you all again to this show. And I've been talking about the golden rule last time, and this is more like a continuation. And so that, as explained before, but a golden rule itself is something, try to treat other people the way that you feel that's the way you want it to be treated, or you want it not to be treated. So that do the same way to the others. In a simple way. So you yourself become a measure, and you'll be happy if you be treated this way. You'll be very comfortable. Then you do the same thing to the others. So in a way, it's a simple way. And I share some of the quotes from the different tradition. And this is alphabetical order. I brought the computer here today also. And I introduce like a Baha'i faith and Buddhism. This is the alphabetical order anyway. The Christianity, C, right? And then Confucianism, C. H is Hinduism. And then Islam. So I just wanted to introduce some of the rest of the other religious tradition. And so let me start reading this first. Next one is Jainism, and there's many practices in India. One should treat all creatures in the world as one would like to be treated. Again, one should treat all creatures in the world as one would like to be treated. Okay. Now, next is Judaism. What is hateful to you, do not do to your neighbor. This is the entire law. All the rest is a commentary. Go and learn it. One more time. What is hateful to you, do not do to your neighbor. This is the entire law. All the rest is a commentary. Go and learn it. Okay? So next is a Native American. Primer proverb. Do not wrong. Sorry. Do it again. Sorry. Do not wrong or hate your neighbor, for it is not he who you wrong, but yourself. Again, do not wrong or hate your neighbor, for it is not he who you wrong, but yourself. That's something interesting too. Sikhism. Sikh. So Sikhism says, as thou deemest thyself, so deem others. Again, as thou deemest thyself, so deem others. Okay. And Taoism, regard your neighbor's gain as your own gain, and your neighbor's loss as your own loss. Okay? Regard your neighbor's gain as your own gain, and your neighbor's loss as your own loss. Yeah. And this is what do you call it? Yoruba, Nigeria, the religious tradition. One going to take a pointed stick to pinch a baby bird should first try it on himself to feel how it hurts. One more time. One going to take a pointed stick to pinch a baby bird should first try it on himself to feel how it hurts. So now last one that I have here is a Zoroastrianism. Do not do unto others whatever is injurious to yourself. Do not do unto others whatever is injurious to yourself. Okay, so that's the entire golden rule that we have, and so slightly different expression for each tradition has, and but at the same time, so you just feel togetherness, right? Of course, we live separately, individual living, but at the same time, human being is always live with other people and feel the togetherness with others. So that's actually one of the very essential part of the this golden rule. And I believe, as I mentioned before for the last session, it is actually the what we can learn everyday life, and then especially the one who come this country, United States, has a lot of different race and different religion, different people are gather, especially in New York. So many people are, coming here from all over the world. So of course, the world is all over the place. You have to go to the other country, but yet when you come to New York, you can find everything from the world too. So which means we do have a lot of people from the different background here, and we just live together. And the city itself is consists of all different people, different races, different ethnicities, different cultures, different religions, and so how you live together. Yeah, that's an essential part of it. And then here you can get a lot of hint from the different traditions. And so in a way, it's a very interesting, after you read all the tradition, each tradition has something similar to say about the relationship between yourself and then others. And it's, it's actually what do you call it? Rather interesting for me, and so even like a love and compassion that we talk about many ways, then we do have some things similar to the different traditions. Although each tradition has a different history, but yet sometimes we find the common things. Probably one of the human being itself. Considering all the animals, everything, creatures living in this world, human may be very weak. If you're born, you need to have a parents to be nurtured. But other animal, they can just stand by itself, quickly, and they have all those different equip. Strong, like bears are very strong, tigers, lions, and they are very strong animals. And but human beings is somehow the baby has to be nurtured by mother or parents, and then so otherwise you can't survive by itself. And then of course but then in a way, strength of the human being is actually interaction. So we have a family created, and so we help each other, and so that itself is creating the strength of the humanity too. And so from that sense, it is actually very important to thinking of the relationship between myself and others, myself and community, and myself and or even like a bigger world, like a old society that itself that we're living. Sometimes we do have different conference and different interface conference that I mean, and recently I also participate the Parliament of World Revision, which was held in the Toronto. I participate a little bit, meaning like I participate in a Skype this time. Unfortunately, I have another conflict, so I couldn't go. But yet, that particular Parliament World Revision conference, 10,000 people came from all over the world and then gather and then talking about different things, and how the different tradition of revision can work together somehow. And so that's a kind of big challenge. Yeah. But then the world is getting smaller and smaller. And so therefore, interfaith should become more important from that sense. And so that's why one of the reason that I've been working on a piece, the Hewa. So that's why Hewa Foundation that I have is He is kind of equality. So each man has a precious life, equally important lives. And whether you like him or not is one thing, but yet each man has their precious lives. And so that's why we just treat it equally. And then the Wa means actually peace, but that has a kind of mouth in our characters, the meaning. So you're talking each other. By talking, you understand each other, and also you have communication going. Once you talk hello something, then the other people may say respond to your hello, then the conversation start, right? So in a way, the piece is a conversation. If you live just your own world, you don't want it to share with anybody. That's one thing, but yet you reject everything else. But it's kind of hard to live that way. And then, as I said, human being is something that living together with others. So it is the kind of those gap has to be somehow that drop so that you can learn more. There is a Japanese saying, but this is the frog in the well doesn't know the big ocean. I hope you can get the image. Little frog living in a small well. They consider that world as their entire world. But then it probably has a much more bigger ocean if you get out from the well. So this is just a proverb, but it has a lot of things to say about the world or the value that we live. We think we understand everything in the world of what I'm living, but yet when you go to the other countries, when you meet other culture, you realize something different is also there. It may not be the same way that you think, but also it is kind of what do you call it? As I said, we live in some people live in their own world, but then when you open it, you can see other world. So interfaith is the something open up your other world, so you can jump from your own well. That's a kind of a scary things too, of course. There's some fear involved because you don't know them, who they are, and so forth. But yet, what you know is each of us is a human being, and we can somehow communicate, although language may be different, but we can learn. And so interfaith has a little bit efforts, or actually you need to be a little brave in a way, because you have to open the different culture, different language, or different value that you may not consider that's your own value. But because of that, you can be a little bit open, a little bit, little bit going out from the well. So it's a challenge. It's not easy sometimes. It's actually maybe comfortable to be the well, because that's the world that you know. But at the same time, the world is maybe much bigger. Then it's a choice of stay in the well or try to protect everything from all the influence to the other world or other people. Or you decided to go out and then start learning yourself. And an interesting thing is, of course, by encountering other cultures, you know who you are. Because the even paper, everything is a white paper. You don't know what the white paper means. But when you compare with the other color, you can tell, uniqueness of white paper, your own color, which is a different color of others, but yet you realize your own uniqueness as well. So those are a lot of elements of learning of interfaith, and this golden rule definitely give you the way to meet other people. It's always try to keep your kindness and togetherness, and so that's the essential part of this interfaith activity. So if you're interested in learning more of interfaith or participate in an interfaith kind of gathering, you can just bring yourself and be yourself. But at the same time, you can treat others in the same way, and then feel the togetherness with others. Maybe that's a good way of learning something new. And so thank you again for joining me today. And I would like to finish with a short meditation this time. Bring the happiness to yourself, and then bring happiness to the others, and then the happiness to all over the world that we are living. Again, breathe in and out slowly and deeply, comfortably, and bring the wish of happiness and peace to yourself. Next, this time you extend your happiness and peace to others. And extend loving kindness, happiness, peace to the world that we live in. Okay. Peace to you all, and thank you very much for joining today. And I hope you enjoy the show, and I hope to see you next time. Okay, thank you, and happy to you. Happiness and peace to you.
ITV, Call of Peace, Save Humanity.